partner with a public accounting firm called Eide Bailly, and I wanted to share a little bit with you today about my path to accounting. So I originally went to college for marketing. Once I graduated with a marketing degree, I started looking for jobs and wasn't really finding anything that fit really great, so ended up in kind of a management role. So worked for a few years, and when I was ready to move on from that position, I realized that I had management experience but no degree and a marketing degree with no experience. And was talking to my father, actually, who is also an accountant, and he convinced me to go back to school for accounting. So accounting is my second life, professionally speaking, but it was the best decision I ever made. Looking back, I had always enjoyed the accounting classes that I took in college. They made sense to me, but I wasn't, willing to make that change in my first time around in school. But having that work experience is never anything that I think I would take back. What I like so much about being in accounting now is, it really is the language of business. And you can't really run a business without having strong accounting. So whether you're in public or you're in a private role, accounting is just so important. And particularly anytime that there's some challenges going on with the economy or anything like that, accountants are going to be the last ones that get cut. So we are a very recession-proof industry. So if you're trying to figure out what you should go into, if you're not really sure, you want to be in business, but you don't know what you want to specialize in, I would highly recommend to anybody to go into accounting. So day to day for me, as someone that works in the tax area and public accounting, when I first started, and so if that's an area that you're interested in, it is a lot about doing tax returns, which shouldn't surprise you. If you don't understand how to do a tax return, you're never going to understand the planning and the opportunities that come once you start consulting with clients on their business. So after you have worked maybe a few years just kind of doing tax returns all day, every day, you do get the opportunities to really be helping your clients make business decisions. So if your clients are trying to go into a new market or to sell a new product line, or if they're looking to transition their business, either to sell their business or to transition to a family member, there's tax consequences to all of that. So they can't make any of those decisions unless they've talked to their tax advisor first. So those are the things that kind of you get to build with and grow with your clients as you move forward in your career in a tax position. So those are the kinds of things that I get to do now as a partner. But if I didn't have the very solid understanding of the compliance work by doing the tax returns early in my career, I wouldn't understand how to give the best advice now. I think that a lot of people think that accountants are introverts by nature, and I would say that in most cases that's true, but I don't think that you should ever feel like there are positions that you can't put yourself out there for, whether you're introverted or extroverted. You're just going to have to take some certain opportunities that come to you to build your leadership skills, to build your confidence skills if you are a little bit more introverted, which I definitely am. But really all that means is that I need to have some downtime. So I need to make sure if I'm going to put myself out there and give a presentation or go to a conference and be working with other people, I need to make sure I give myself some time to decompress once that's all over with. But from a position perspective, whether you're extroverted or introverted, there's lots of opportunities that you can just put yourself out there for, and you 100% are qualified for them.
Hi, my name is Michelle Schumacher, and I am the CFO of Stoneridge Software. I started my career in public accounting, working for PricewaterhouseCoopers in Minneapolis, and then I went to Eide Bailly in Fargo. Spent about 7 years in public accounting. Then I went to Microsoft, and I spent 5 years in the corporate accounting group at Microsoft. And then my last year, I worked doing the international accounting for our data center business. So a lot of different geographies, a lot of different time zones, just a lot of fun in that space. And then I came over to Stoneridge about 2.5 years ago, and I serve as the CFO today, and I oversee the accounting finance function, the IT function, and the legal function, and I also sit on our leadership team and our board of directors. My days are different. Every day is different. I don't just say that. It truly is. One of the things that I love about accounting is you can really do anything. You know, you can go into tax, you can go into audit if you think about the traditional accounting path. What I love about working in private industry in my role today is that I really get to understand how business works. And I don't know that I even understood what I was missing until I got into that role, but really understanding how do things flow? How do you pay bills? How do you get cash in? How do you manage cash flow? How do you take care of a team? That's something that's super important. You know, you think of accounting on the surface as being good at math. If it was, I wouldn't be here. Accounting is really about relationships, and that's one of the things that I'm most excited about in my role today is building up a team and a family of people that work towards a common goal. The thing that I would say is a career, it's a journey, right? You never know exactly where it's gonna take you. I always say, I don't know what I wanna be when I grow up, right? And I think that's a piece of advice that I would pass along to new professionals is don't worry about this laying out this career path that is, you know, ABC. Let things take you where they take you. If you have a good approach to life, I use the term being a good human, you're gonna find those roles. You're gonna find things that take you to places you never expected, and follow your gut. I always tell people, you know, think about it, make a pros cons list, but don't think too hard. Really follow your gut, and that'll take you to places that you probably never expected if you would have planned it out. And that's coming from a planner. So.
Hello, my name is Robert Dosh. I currently teach accounting at the University of Mary in Bismarck. I've been in accounting education since the 90s. Originally, I went to undergrad to be a math high school teacher. Ended up in accounting probably because of the influence of siblings and extended family members that were in the accounting profession. I loved the idea of problem solving. After I graduated, I did an internship in Minneapolis, St. Paul with a super large accounting firm. If they were going to give me a job, I was sure I would say yes. They gave me a job, I said no. I ended up working for a corporate financial audit department in Minneapolis. Had great experience there, traveled a lot, and started thinking about what do I want to do in my 5-year plan. And I watched all the people in front of me and their past didn't line up exactly what I thought I would want to do, so I started thinking about being an educator again. So then I went to grad school forever, eventually became an accounting professor. So taught at big schools, from the Big Ten to Florida State to UND, now to University of Mary. So I've had that bridge of different things. The awesome part has always been interacting with the students. That's the variety I get. Learning why you want to do accounting. What are you thinking about your career? Where do you want to try to start?
My name is Stacy Heikert. I'm from St. Thomas, North Dakota, and I'm currently working at Rindy and Associates in Cavalier, North Dakota. I'm an accountant there. We work on tax preparation, tax planning, bookkeeping, payroll. I really enjoy my position there. My favorite part of being a CPA is working with my coworkers and meeting all of our clients. We work with a wide range of clients. Everybody has to file a tax return, and I think that is probably something that I never thought about before I was a CPA, but you're working with people from all different walks of life, and it's really rewarding to help people even if it's preparing their taxes, they still come to you even for life advice, things that I guess I had taken that for granted. I never really thought about that we would be providing even life advice, and then how it circles back to how it affects you financially.
Hello, my name is Clarence Sitter. I've been a CPA for almost 20 years. I had the privilege of working in public accounting and now work for a nonprofit for the last 10 years. I'm the CFO for the Theodore Roosevelt Medora Foundation, and it's a privilege to work with our board members and our donors and all of the people that come out to our wonderful community in Medora to experience the Badlands and all the things that are out there. The work is challenging. It's variety, no matter whether you're in public accounting or in private industry or in a nonprofit like me. Part of my day-to-day responsibilities include working with investments, working on insurance, the general accounting principles, preparing reports for our board of directors, and meeting with our donors on occasion, and just helping them fulfill the mission and the passion that they have for the nonprofit world, and specifically the one that I work for in Medora.
My name is Maureen Storsted, and I currently work for the City of Grand Forks as the Finance Director. So what does a typical day in the workplace look like for me? First of all, when I was out of college into the accounting world, I did not even think I'd be going towards governmental accounting. It surprised me, and it ended up being a good fit. And I think why it's a good fit for me is I really like to help people. A typical day in work for myself, you don't know from day to day what a typical day is going to be, and I like that variety. When I grew up, I knew I liked problem solving, puzzles, and math, and that's really what I do on a day-to-day basis. From one day to the next, I do a lot of problem solving and helping others get through different funding issues and trying to find solutions to problems that come across. So that's a lot of what I do. A big part of my job as the city finance director is working with the city's budget. And part of that too that I really enjoy is just the variety of people that you get to work with, whether it be the mayor, city administrator, city council members, but then you also get to work with other departments. So quite a variety between your fire department, the police department, your waterworks, public works, health department. So it just gives you such a variety in this world of finance director for a city that I never expected I'd be in, but I'm loving it and I like to help others. At the same time, I get to manage a staff of about 15 in our finance department and working with a variety of work issues throughout, both managing the people side as well as the money side. So on a day-to-day basis, not a typical day, but there are different seasonal things between budget and accounting. But I love it, and I'm glad I get to help people.
Once you've made that decision, I'm going to encourage you to take that extra step to get your CPA. That credential really gives you a leg up for the rest of your life in your career. It's going to give you better opportunities for promotion. It's going to give you a leg up anytime you're looking for a new job. It's going to give you more opportunities for salary increases. So there's a lot more that you can do with your career once you have that CPA credential. From myself, personally speaking, at a public accounting firm, you can't get past the level of manager until you have that CPA credential. So it's very important if you want to work all your way up to a partner position that you have that. And I would say the same thing is true if you're going to work yourself up to a CFO or a controller position in a private industry. You maybe don't need that CPA credential, but it's certainly going to get you there a lot quicker. So again, just for those of you out there that are kind of not really sure exactly what area you want to focus in, I would highly encourage accounting just because there is so much that you can do with it. It's a very recession-proof profession, and it's just going to take you from 0 to 60 as far as any sort of compensation that you're looking for, or any kind of position that you're looking for. So good luck to you.
I'm Kyle Glander. I'm an accountant at Pheasants Forever. I graduated from the University of Jamestown. Originally went in as a business major, but got turned to accounting by some amazing professors, and decided to get my CPA to continue in the accounting world. I believe that the CPA designation stands for reliability and trust, and I really wanted to have that as an achievement and have that designation.
You know, one of the great things about being a CPA is just the number of friends and connections that you make throughout your career. They're truly like a family as you go through your career and meet other CPAs. And just being involved really opens lots of doors and windows to each and every person that pursues them. So hopefully you guys get some value out of your CPA. It's a great profession to be a part of, and glad that you're considering it.
Being a CPA is integral to working in public accounting, working at Eide Bailly, and doing the job that I do. And at Eide Bailly, we know how important being a CPA is. We have career progression levels that you can't attain without the CPA license because we know how important that is. We know that if you've passed the CPA exam, you can learn, you can critical think, you're hardworking, you have all of those skills that would make you a good employee, a good partner, a good client server, and really make our clients feel heard and get the experience that we want them to have.
I did pass my CPA exam on the first try. That's highly unlikely that everybody gets that that everybody is that successful with the exam. More than half of the people that take their CPA exam do not pass on the first try. If I was to give any advice, I would just say to stick with it if you're having any struggles. And the studying is harder than the test. If you can get through your upper level accounting courses, you know how to take a test. It's putting in the effort to study to make sure that you're prepared for those exams. But if you're having trouble passing, just stick with it.
I did not pass all my exams on the first try. I needed all 18 months of the testing window. I passed my first 2 right away. COVID hit and it took me a full year. Once I was close contact and missed a test appointment then. Another time I showed up and there was a note on the door saying that the testing center was closed for COVID. And my last 2, I took one, ended up with a 74, and took the other 2 within a couple weeks of each other, and passed in about my last week I could have. So it's a process, but it's worth it in the end. I think it's just finding the time to study and to really work hard, whether it's a couple weeks, a month or 2. Getting that time in is what's most crucial to passing the CPA exam.
I was fortunate to pass my exams on the first try. I credit that to really good preparation. I invested in a good CPA prep course. I literally studied every second that I wasn't working. My family was very supportive. I have a husband and 2 grown boys, and they pretty much took over all of my household duties at home so that every spare second I could study. So I do give them the credit for my passing all 4 exams the first time. My best advice, I guess, for students now is listen to your professors, study for your tests, work hard in school. When you ultimately prepare for that CPA exam, some of that information will come back to you and will be important. It's in the back of your mind and you'll be able to recall it when you finally have the question on your test. So dedicate yourself to working really hard right now while you are in school.
My name's Jackie. I'm the membership manager for the North Dakota CPA Society. We are the association for the CPAs in the state of North Dakota. We offer continuing education and membership benefits to all of our members. If you're enrolled in college, I highly encourage you to fill out an application on our website, ndcpas.org, and become a member. As a student, your membership is free. It'll keep you up to date on all the happenings in the CPA profession, as well as give you news and important resources. Also, we have a board of directors scholarships where we give away $1,000 scholarships to 5 different students every year. If you are a member of the CPA Society, you can apply to one of our many scholarships. Check our website for all the details.
Being a member of the CPA Society has really helped me to stay connected with the profession. I've enjoyed getting to know a lot of people within the profession across the state, and has just given me access to a lot more resources than I ever would have if I wasn't a member.
Being part of the society for me is really about the relationships. You know, you talk about what makes a successful professional. People can be really smart, but it really comes down to the people skills and those connections. And I give advice to people new in career. Make sure you take that time and build those relationships, and those are that's your tribe, right? Those are the people that when things get hard or you don't understand how to do something, the people at the society are the first people I call.
The CPA Society, the best part about that as an educator for me is my ability to network, meet people, hear their stories, and watch my students go through, my former students, go through their career path has been a really awesome thing. So I can't encourage you more than to get involved.
I joined the North Dakota CPA Society shortly after becoming a CPA. It's actually a requirement within my firm that we become members of the North Dakota CPA Society. So I didn't really know the benefits to begin, but shortly after becoming a CPA, I attended a CPA convention for the state and found out about the Next Gen Recruiting Committee. And I thought that was just a great committee for myself to become involved with. As a younger student in high school and college, I didn't necessarily know I wanted to be an accountant. I had always had it in the back of my mind. but I didn't really even have a mentor either. So hearing about this committee, I decided I would join so that I could probably work towards being that type of mentor person for other new CPAs or other students who are considering accounting or the CPA profession. So meeting other CPAs throughout the state has helped to bring me a great wealth of knowledge and networking with others through the profession, whether they're in government, not-for-profit, public accounting, private accounting, because we really all just want to have each other's backs to make sure that our profession has quality services.